Mr. Factor, we're going to go to you with this one. It's coming out of The Real Deal. Let me read the headline first couple graphs. Headline, Miami real estate agent ruined by Instagram scam. Some mysterious hacker has cost her tens of thousands in business. And here's first couple graphs, Mr. Fackler. A Miami real estate agent has come forward as one of the victims of a prolific social media scammer. Kay Jenkins told ProPublica her 100,000 follower Instagram account has been repeatedly deactivated by scammer called OBN since 2021, telling the publication he makes sure that your life is miserable and that he'll try to get as much money out of you as he possibly can. In addition to being a real estate agent, Jenkins is also a model with an OnlyFans account. She earned $15,000 to $20,000 a month in subscriptions and sponsorship, but started to see her Instagram account suspended repeatedly after moving from Utah to Miami in March of 2021 during the pandemic. The scheme involves a hacker shutting down social media profiles on Instagram and Meta before demanding a ransom to get them back in line. The hacker also charges people who request OBN to take down an account. Mr. Fackler, real estate has sort of really embraced social media. Social media is the way you kind of get your message out. Back in the day, it used to be by putting out reports. The media would write about it. You'd be on TV. Now you don't need any of that. You can bypass everything. You can go on social media. It can be Instagram. It can be, I never really heard of realtors going on OnlyFans, but who knows? Maybe, you go on Facebook, you go on TikTok, you're able to do that. So really the lifeblood of somebody in the real estate world who is an independent contractor, they have to market themselves, is social media. And if there is a hacker who's focusing on these types of individuals to basically shake them down and block them out of their account, so they basically can't market themselves and they have to start from scratch. What do you make of that? And how creative are these hackers where they've now moved on to individual realtors who have one-person businesses?
Well, it's really brilliant. This techno bro is 20 years old, holed up in his mother's house in Vegas somewhere. And that's what the story says. I mean, it's interesting because I think you should not only beware of social media, but beware of podcasts. I say this because apparently this woman, this realtor, was on a podcast with another woman. So the podcast host was jealous for whatever reason, we don't know. But it turned into a situation where she actually contacted this techno bro scammer and paid to have this woman have her sites pulled. Like you said earlier, the guy's working both sides of the fence here. He's, you can pay him to pull down people's, site, or he can do it himself. So, she was very upset about this, lost tens of thousands of dollars, was suicidal. And essentially, she got a lawyer. She went after the guy. Actually, she went after Meta and Instagram to have him pull the site because this guy was a scammer. They wouldn't either call him back or they wouldn't talk to them. And it wasn't until ProPublica called to get comments that Meta and Instagram suddenly pulled the guy's site, 20 related sites. So it was once I saw there was an investigative story going on, they suddenly, pulled all the sites and I think they banned the guy for life. So, it just goes to show you got to be real careful, with these scammers, with the social media. But in a situation like that, how did this woman? She had no idea. I mean, this was somebody who she trusted that turned out to be jealous of her for whatever reason, and had her sites, ruined. Basically, had her almost a career ruined. So, got to be careful going forward with these scammers, because I think there's going to be a proliferation of them going forward.
Mr. Fackler, quick question. In this new world, where basically print publications, newspapers that you actually hold your hand, hard copies, it exists, but nobody really looks at it. How would somebody in your demographic go about finding a realtor?
Social media is definitely the way I would do it. I mean, it's just, part of what you have to worry about, it's the risky, it's the cost of doing business, is somehow stumbling on a scandal like this. And ultimately online is the only way to go anyway. So you really can't avoid it. And I'm not really sure what they're going to do about these scammers, because there's really not much to do about them. If they're one-offs, what can you do? How do you regulate them? Unless Meta takes a step forward and says, okay, we're going to do this and do their own research. But we all know that they're not going to do anything. So
Interesting. I would be interested if the Real Deal, who published this article, if they were to do a follow-up based on the OnlyFan account, but that's a story for a different day.